Hey everyone, this is Jordan from Sleeklens.com, and in this video we're going to talk about the brand new Lightroom workflow that we just came out with, and that is called the Dynamic Discovery HDR Lightroom Presets. Now these presets are kind of deemed HDR presets, but you don't necessarily have to use them just for HDR purposes. You could actually use them just to get really cool landscape colors and adjustments and tones to your images, and I'm going to show you 3 different examples right here. So the first example we have is this cool landscape image. You can see it was a long shutter speed, got the real flowing water here. It looks really cool. So what we want to do is kind of bring out a lot of the details here and just really apply some really awesome colors. So as you can see over here on the left, we have our Sleeklens Dynamic Discovery HDR presets all expanded, and you have a ton of presets to choose from. A lot of all-in-one presets, a lot of base adjustments, exposure adjustments, color correct adjustments, tone and tint, polish, vignetting, and a little bit of the HDR enhancers here at the bottom here. So you got a lot of options to choose from, and I'm going to walk you through before and after for these 3 images. So the first one we're going to do is this one right here, and the image I think I want to kind of go with here. If I roll over here, you can see we get a little bit of kind of like a preview of what we have here. And the one I'm actually going to do is the Dynamic Discovery Dynamic Tilt Shift. I'm going to click on that, and that's going to apply like a really cool tone to the image, really enhance the reds, a little bit of the oranges, really pump up the blues as well, and just kind of make it more of a dramatic image. You can see what we did with just one click there really makes it stand out. But we want to do one thing to this image, and I really want to accentuate the water here. So I want to add more highlights here. So I'm going to go down to my exposure, and I'm going to say exposure, more highlights. I'm going to click on that, and that's going to apply a little bit more of a highlight boost there, and it looks really cool. There's a little bit too much blue in the water here, and I can really take that away just really easily with the color correct reduce blues. And that'll take a little bit of the blue out, still keep some of it in there, but still kind of have that nice water feel. And then we're going to go to the tone and tint. I'm going to go down here to the tone and tint. I can adjust some more different cooler tones here, but I'm going to choose tone and tint scarf. And that's kind of add a little bit more red to the image, a little bit more orange as well, kind of balance that out a little bit. I do want to increase the contrast, so I can go over to my polish here and say increase contrast. And that's going to add a little bit more contrast, especially in the outer edges here, and really kind of in the rocks. And the last one we're going to do is do a gradual tone here. And this is all the way down at the bottom. We got some gradual adjustments. And I'm going to choose Winter Breeze. So I'm going to go over here and say Winter Breeze. And you can see in just a matter of a minute, basically, we have a really awesome image. You can see the before and after here from what we started with. It was a great image at the beginning, and then we just kind of amplified it a little bit and made it look really cool. And obviously, this is just one way of editing this image. We have millions of different options when it comes to using these workflows. So I'm going to go to my second image here, and this is already a fantastic image. I just want to give it a little bit more of a boost to it. I really like this image. You can see it's another long exposure with the water here, really nice and glassy looking, and the clouds moving. So we have a little bit of a long exposure there. And so I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to choose an all-in-one, and I'm going to choose all-in-one solo. So I'm going to click on that one, and that's just going to amplify the vibrance and a little bit of the colors there with the HSL panel. And then I'm also going to take my exposure. I want more highlights, just kind of like I did in the last image. I'm going to click exposure, more highlights. It's going to pop it a little bit more. I might want to add a little bit more of a classic orange and teal tint to my photo, kind of like that classic beach look. So I'm going to go down here to tone and tint, and I'm going to choose orange and teal. And that's just going to amplify the actual oranges and reds along with the blues in there. And it's going to amplify it a little bit more. And then I'm going to go down here to another tone and tint, and I'm going to choose red carpet. And that's going to kind of mellow it out just a little bit more. So fantastic image. You can actually see we have some detail in the branches here, in the trunk of the tree. We got a little bit more detail out in the mountains back there. And you can see what we did just by bringing a lot of this out. That's the before and after you can see right there. So again, very easy edits, really quick edits, and it just creates a really cool image starting out with when you have a great image already. So now we have one more example. And this one is a fantastic photo. I really love this photo. And what we're going to do is just really make this pop. And I'm going to do it in basically 3 different adjustments which are going to make this really stand out. So I'm going to go all the way up here again to my all-in-ones. and I'm going to choose my All-In-One Foggy Forest. So I'm going to go right here, and just with that one click, it just transforms that image into a really kind of a neat image there. I really love that. I'm going to go down to my tone and tint, and I'm going to kind of play with the tones and tint here. I can really kind of lessen the intensity of them, but I'm going to choose Inkjet Explosion right there, and that's going to kind of add a little bit more of the blues, especially up here in the sky and in the water. And then I'm going to take my dehaze. I'm actually going to take my dehaze down. Actually, I'm going to take my dehaze up, dehaze up to about a +2. And I'm probably going to take my vibrance down just a hair. And there we go. I really love how that image looks. Obviously, you can play with it. We have a lot more tone and tint adjustments here. You can see the preview up there at the top. A lot more tone and tint adjustments. So we can even take this into more of a bluer tone, having those nice greens and blues in your image. There's a lot of different ways you can do this, but those are just 3 different before and after examples of the Dynamic Discovery HDR Lightroom presets. To find more information about these presets, head on over to sleeklens.com. Link in the description down below, and you can find more information about all of these presets and a lot more that we have over there at Sleeklens. So thank you for joining me in this video. This has been Jordan from Sleeklens, and I'll see you in the next video.